And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the Swiss stage. We still have, I mean, we're still not even halfway through the broadcast. Let's go. Still not even halfway through, Pappy, as this is the final series of the Swiss stage, and then bam, we have the group stage thereafter. Until then, though, we're jumping into that best of three. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Leylines, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss for Team Gosu. It is Maplez. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the American Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. It is Silky. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we are here to determine the final seedings. The final seedings of the Swiss stage. For those that are curious, top 8 players in the Swiss stage will advance on to the group stage to face off against players like Estrella, Trigger, Dolan, Percival, Geralt, and many more. Epic as well, and many more that I can't quite recall off the top of my head, but they're all there, they're all active, and they're currently waiting. They've been patiently waiting the entire time. You can see they've been around for the past couple of hours, waiting for their time to shine, for their time to compete. Not yet. Hold on, Pappy, hold on. You know, it's just not yet. We're like 2 hours behind schedule. But it's fine, Pappy, it's fine. Copium. Also, I see Esther Sadsack in the chat, Pappy. Pappy, why are you not at the event? Big event happening in NA, in the Americas. We need all the NA folks to show up. SMH my head. Next time, Pappy, next time. Next time we'll have some sack at Philadelphia. As for now, hatch gas pool, standard open out to Silky. Likewise across the map, going for a gate expand from Maplez. Again, Maplez, he's typically a more aggressive and more cheesy player. Last time we saw him against Warren, Maplez, he went for Void Ray into Glaive Adepts, and then he went Void Ray into Charge, into a Mass Zealot all-in with a gold expansion. So we expect something cheeky out of Maplez in the mid-game. We expect to see like a Stargate opener into a Void Ray, then into some crazy tech of choice. We'll see what tech is going to be. We'll see where that leads us. And we'll see if Silky can keep up. I do like leaving my house, I guess. Ah, no. Hey, I've been touching grass recently, okay? Recently. Been going outside like an animal. Like an animal. Ugh. That's why I've been casting a little bit less. A little bit less. But yeah, you know, NA events, they don't happen all the time, especially in the current era of StarCraft. So whenever they come around, it's worth, you know, heading out, interacting with the scene, with the community, enjoying something that you love or something that is smudged to. You can relate. You can you can bond over all the smudge. True. So now we do have a Stargate open out of Maplez. We'll see if we open Void Ray. Stargate is done. Yep, Void Ray is on the way. As we mentioned, every game so far, when it comes to PvZs from Maplez, he has gone for a Void Ray opener. The goal here is to hunt down the Overlord, to deny vision, deny scouting, and then high tech behind it. We can go for a Twilight Council, Fleet Beacon, second Stargate, or even a standard game. He has potential, and we see what it is. Twilight Council before third. So based on this Twilight Council timing, this does look like Glaive Adepts. It does look like Glaives as a follow-up. And we'll have to confirm. We'll have to confirm here. Yeah, 3 more gates on the way. That's going to be a 4-gate setup, so 4-gate Glaives. Overlord goes in, but the scout is going to be denied. Yeah, no scout into the main base. Silky is in the dark. Oh. Glaives have begun. That's catching the Adept. And Silky so far working with incomplete information. He does go for a safety Roach Horn here at around 410. So safety Roach Horn timing. Roaches will be out in time to defend. Meanwhile, Lings a poke in. It confirms no third expansion yet. That is a sign. That is a tell. Something is wrong. Something is amiss. As we mentioned before, though, Silky in the back of his mind, it could be another Stargate. It could be a Fleet Beacon. Could be Adepts. Still isn't fully aware. Nice snipe on the probe. Nice snipe. He has seen additional adepts warp in, but so far this is nothing too crazy. This is still of the norm. What is abnormal is the extra weight behind this, which is so far not revealed. Maplez, you can see, is keeping this back. Lings, they attempt to scout, but the adepts are a little bit too far back to confirm. Lair is on the way. Silky is droning. Silky is droning up. Silky has not begun roach production. That is a concern. He needs roaches. Here come the adepts. Adepts move out. Ling does get eyes on this. Roach production has now begun, but this is late. A late reaction here by Silky. Silky, likewise, he's supply blocked. He's out Overlord. He's fully walling up. He's trying to fully wall off. Adepts are moving in. And Maplez, he gets on top of the queens. Oh my god. Does get one. One queen goes down. Adepts take him into the shade. They get surrounded. Nice pickoffs here, and a bit of a mistake from Maplez. Does slip up. But he's got more adepts. Oh, and he can fight the roaches. Yeah, he can fight the roaches. Gets one. Picks up one roach so far. Silky is amassing his army. Slowly building up that roach count. And has not really sustained much economic damage. Yeah, nice full wall. Whew. Does fully wall in time. And Maplez, it's not good enough. So far, he's killed one drone, right? Not even. Yeah, 0 drones have gone down. Roach speed has begun. Catching out more adepts. Now, on the one hand, economically, Maplez is looking good. Maplez, he's on 55 workers, he's on 3 bases, his economy is solid. That is true. The scary thing here is the counterattack. Roach speed, right? The roach speed time. Oh, never mind. I was going to say the roach speed timing. Silky can move out with Roach Ravager, but the answer is no. Silky, he's droning, he's teching into Hydras instead. So we're taking up. Do we know what channel the main cast is on, or are you guys the main cast? I don't know the channel, but there is a main cast that's happening. I think that's happening over on the SC Historian's channel, the StarCraft Historian. But from my understanding, they're only casting one more game of SC2, and then they're switching to Brood War. Because there's 3 events happening at once. So for those who don't know, StarCraft for All, it's 3 different events happening at once. It's a Brood War, StarCraft 2, and StarCraft 64. And from my understanding, they're gonna have one more StarCraft 2 match on the mainstream, and then they're switching to StarCraft 64. Like because there's only one stream, like they do switch back and forth between StarCraft 2, Brood War, and 64 as well. Because there's 3 tournaments happening at once. Ooh, was it episode 2 breakthrough? Okay. Maplez so persistent. Does break through. Catching out Lings, catching out Hydras. Shading into the main. Where's StarCraft 64? I'll find the... It should be on Wikipedia. Exclamation mark B. Hold on, I got you. Exclamation mark B in the chat. It should be at the bottom of the Wikipedia page. You should see all the streams. And there should be a link to the main stream there. Whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, I'm not entirely certain. What is StarCraft 64? It is StarCraft on the Nintendo 64. Yes, for those that are curious, there is a tournament that's happening at this event, which has to be played on the Nintendo 64. They've got they have their CRT TVs. They've got the setup. And because it's so, like, novel, like, that's what they're going to be focusing on. Like, the mainstream. That's why they're going to be casting that. Instead of, like, the group stage. It's understandable, like, when was the last time you saw a tournament with StarCraft 64? Like, it's a big selling point. People they want to see. They want to see the micro pack. As Maplez, he has been aping in, and you can see here that Maplez, he is far behind in supply. The reason for this, even though Maplez had a decent economy, he's just been throwing everything away. He's been throwing away his adepts, his zealots, more adepts, more zealots. He just keeps warping in, keeps rallying across the map, and does keep losing the army. So he's not been able to build up. Meanwhile, Silky has been defending. Silky, he's about to max out on Roach Hydra, and it's going to be a brutal counterattack. Yeah, Silky's pushing on both ends, on both sides. Is it a custom game? No, it's a real game. So, StarCraft Brood War was released on Nintendo 64 back in the day. Like it is a thing. Yeah, Silky's pushing towards the natural, pushing in towards the fourth as well. Looks like Maplez, he will defend against the main army. It does hold on, does defend. At the same time, we do see some reinforcements getting caught out. Cybercore does get sniped. Maplez is holding. And Maplez, he's holding, he's surviving, but again, taking some rough losses here. Ay, ay, ay. And Silky just keeps rallying. He's going for it. Rallies in, picks off more stalkers. Brutal losses there for Maplez. And finally, Silky decides to tech up. Lurker-Den. Lurker-Den is on the way. He's been trying to end the game with purely lair tech, but now it gets a Hive, Lurker-Den, Adrenal as well. And again, Maplez just doesn't really have a comparable army. And he shouldn't have a... I mean, he shouldn't. Not anymore. Not after all those losses early on. The Zealots have potential. Did we come in for the harass? Oh, the base though. Yeah, the Nexus is going to fall. Down goes the fourth. Ay, ay, ay. Fourth base goes down. A Zealot run by a Zealwith. We get the warp in into the main. But Maplez, he has no money. He can't really afford many warp-ins. Does pick up some drones though. A couple of drones are going down. 9 drones, not bad. Maplez is pushing. The lurkers aren't yet ready. So far we have 3 lurkers morphing in. Prism back into the main. Maplez being as annoying as possible. Hydra's getting caught as well. Lurkers, they are in time. Oh, the lurkers, come back. Did you borrow? As finally the War Prism is going to go down. Oh, as the Queen doesn't quite intercept. Never mind. Prism gets away, but no longer harassing. And now Silky can move out. He can move out. He's got his lurkers. His Hive upgrades are finishing up. Maplez, he's been holding on, but he's not really holding on to much here. Oh my god, I didn't know. Yeah, it was a bit of a meme just because I would imagine that it didn't really control well. I mean, there have been RTSs released on console in the past, like Halo Wars and Battle for Middle-earth and a couple of others. But GG gets called, Command and Conquer. GG gets called, and Silky, he does overwhelm. He does take game number 1. GG. Again, Maplez, he eventually just ran out of steam. As we mentioned, Maplez, he had a decent economy, but he was throwing away so much non-stop Zealot run-bys, adept counterattacks, and it wasn't really worth it. He was throwing away his supply, and he wasn't really gaining anything for it. No major economic damage, he wasn't trading well against the army, and eventually Silky, he was just kind of absorbing all these blows, weathering the storm, and eventually counterattacked. Snowball out of control. He broke the 4th base, broke the economy. GG. GG, well played. Maplez, he was able to hang in there a little bit longer, but he never really had any kind of real threatening army, never had any power units, no Immortals, no Colossus, no Storm, no nothing. Just a gateway army. GG. GG, well played. Great at harassing and being annoying, but not much more than that. GG, well played. Silky does take a lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Getting ready. Can't imagine how to play with a controller. I mean, it was pretty good on the in the more modern games, right? Like on the Xbox. Like Halo Reach like played well. Battlefield Middle-earth as well. Like you can imagine the analog sticks were basically the mouse, the mice. And there were a bunch of like different like hotkeys for buildings. But I can't imagine how that would have worked on the N64. Like that would have been crazy. Crazy. But yeah, check out the main stream as they should be starting their N64 coverage soon. Should be starting soon. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Gress1, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss down in the series. We'll see if you can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Maplez for Team Gosu. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg, the American Zerg leading the series 1-0. It is Silky. Still waiting for StarCraft Ghost. Ah, no. Smurge. I played StarCraft 64 as a kid. It was a pretty strange experience compared to PC. I mean, if I remember correctly, something that the N64 version did have was it had extra missions, right? Like, I want to say it had like some bonus missions that were only released in the N64 version. I say bonus missions. Specifically, I remember they added a tutorial, right? A tutorial that doesn't exist on the PC version. Like there was like some added content that didn't exist on PC, which was interesting. I rented StarCraft 64 from Blockbuster. Let's go. Let's go. Unfortunately, I never had a 64 growing up. Smurge, Pappy Smurge. But I did always see it like in the store. I did always see the StarCraft 64 like game on sale. Looking longingly at it. Ah. Read there were 2 tutorials instead of just 1. Oh, there you go. There you go. I think Red Alert 2 was on console for a bit too with difficulty. Yes, I think Red Alert 2 was on the 360, right? I think. Yeah, I remember. Red Alert 2 was on the 360. Command & Conquer 4 was on the 360 as well. Like there were a surprising amount of RTSs on the 360. Surprising amount. But now we're coming down once again. A Stargate opener out of Maplez. Now every game so far we've seen Stargate into Void Ray into Hidden Tech. Do we follow that trend? Ooh, no Void Ray this time, going for an Oracle opener. Maplez, are we going to play Standard? No shot. Are we playing Standard, Pat? Does open up Oracle first. Welcome, of course, to Gress1. Gress1 is one of the older maps in the map pool. It's been a couple of years, but we're bringing it back here for this tournament. Let's go. Bringing it back. You know what's the most sad for me is I loved Battlefield Middle-earth, but for those who are unaware, that's a Lord of the Rings RTS that came out like in the early 2000s, and then it had a sequel in like the 2010s. But I want to say that EA lost the license to it, and now you can't get it anywhere, right? Like it's just not sold anywhere. Not like online, I mean. Like it's not like on GOG or Steam or like any of the like service platforms. It's just gone. you just can't get it, except for pirating, of course. But Smurge. I loved Battlefield Middle-earth. So I might install CDs. Let's go. The thing is, I had the first game on CD. The second game I had on 360, but I never played the expansion. There was like a Return of the Witch King expansion or something. I never played. That's marriage, baby. It's marriage. Meanwhile, as we're getting into our game, once again, Twilight Council. Twilight Council into Early Forge, +1 and Blink on the way. Okay, so standard follow-up here out of Maplez. So Oracle into a third base into +1 and Blink. Maplez is playing for the first time. Let's go. For the first time. Maplez. He's not aping it up. He's crazy. Likewise, Silky getting into the early Evo chamber into +1 melee, getting up to 3 base saturation, building up into the mid game. So we have a much more standard ZvP here. So Oracles hit the natural. As Maplez does pull away, Silky, it's his turn to be a little bit cheeky here. Maplez is going to be moving out, and the goal here should be to apply pressure and to potentially break the 4th base. So Maplez, he is moving out. Does have his Oracles to support. Now, as this is happening, we do see Silky going for the faster Spire. So hidden Spire in the main base. The pressure is going to be on Maplez to scout to confirm what's going on. Unscouted mutas can be devastating in this matchup. So far, Maplez, he does push in, clearing up some creep. The Oracles are stuck with the main army, so he has no scouting into the main. That is a concern. Gets a queen. Queen goes down. Nice catch here. Nice movement by the Lings. It does catch some reinforcements. Ooh, stasis goes off. And Silky's defending with the bare minimum. Remember, no roaches. No roach production, just purely Ling because he's saving all of his gas for the mutas. Silky is vulnerable. Maplez, he could go for the kill. Oh. Maplez is being a little bit slow here. He's being more tentative. He's poking in. As this entire time, it could have been much more assertive. He didn't know. Yeah, he didn't quite know. And there we go. We have 10 mutas on the way. Oh, another stasis. Another stasis goes off. Lings, they get us around. 2 more Stalker kills. The mutas are arriving. Yeah, mutas are revealed. At least they're revealed defensively, so Maplez has time to react. He has time. Yes, Phoenix production has begun. We have cannons and shield batteries on the way. As that's happening, Stalkers are falling. And the mutas are moving out. How many? 12. Soon to be 15. Soon to be 15 mutas. Maplez, he does have some side defense. He's racing back home. There are Archons at the 3rd base. The natural is looking much more exposed, though. Yeah, mutas, they move in. There are some Phoenixes, though. Maplez, he's trying to keep up. The main base isn't ready. 4 probes go down. The Phoenix as well. Nice pickup. He gets 1. He gets 2. Takes down both Phoenixes. Phoenix kind of gets resets. Does bounce back and forth between the main, the 3rd, the natural. And behind this, we do see Silky remaxing with roaches. He's got roaches on the way. He's building up his ground army. Cutting workers at 66. Oh! Gets caught out. Nice pick off by Maplez. Gets 3 mutas. And Silky, he wants Maplez to react. He wants him to overreact and get a fleet beacon, get into Phoenix range. We can see though that Maplez, he's focusing on mainly a Stalker-based army. He's not overreacting, and he shuts us down. And again, this is a big investment here from Silky. And he will lose every single muta, or most of them I should say. Silky behind this is maxing out on Link Bane Roach. And Maplez, I mean, he has an army. He can pull this off. He's down in supply, but hey, with Storms, with stack defense, he can hold. Can hold on. Silky, he's still waiting for Baneling speed. Gets a couple of probes, okay. 9 more probe kills. Not bad. Gets 10 more probes. Baneling speed is almost done. Here comes Silky. Uh-oh. Does bait out a couple of stasis traps. Silky is moving in. Moving in. The Templar! No! The Templar! Yeah, there's 4 Templar. 3 of them get surrounded. Massive pickups, getting every single Templar. Ay, ay, ay. 1 Templar survives. Not like this, Pappy. Not like this. Maplez, he could have defended back at home on top of the ramp, but he gets caught out in the open. Yeah, he gets caught out in the open here. Best case scenario for Silky. Forced to recall. He lost everything. The Archons, the Immortals, the High Templar. Down to purely Stalker. Ay, ay, ay. That's the final Templar. That was the only Storm. And again, Maplez, he just got too excited. He got too excited. He moved out on the map. GG gets called, and Silky, he will take the series 2-0. He will take down Maplez and end up at the top of his group. GG. GG, well played, Silky. He will take the 2-0 here. Again, Maplez, he was able to keep up and shut down the mutas for the most part. They did find some damage towards the end of the game, and Maplez, he had a pretty robust ground army as well, but as you saw, he moved out. He moved out into the open. He got caught with his pants down. There were four High Templar that were caught out on the low ground, and they got shut down instantly. They landed a couple of Storms, but it was not good enough. GG. GG, well played. Maplez caught out in the open, and with that, congratulations. Congratulations to Silky as, let's catch up on the bracket itself. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on?